Shall we begin?
Hey everyone, here we are Beyond the Edit covering episode 7 of 99 to Beat with our buddies Gianna and Luigi. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having us.
I feel
We're
like we
so
have the
excited to have
tribe
you guys
back
here.
now, the
I
four of
know.
us.
Yes.
Feels like home. How have you guys been?
I've been good. I've been good. Just working and, getting ready for the holiday season. So things are crazy, but, hanging in there.
Gianna?
Same old, getting ready for the holidays. Everybody's coming home. So, yeah, just fun and exciting, but same old, same old.
Where are you spending Thanksgiving at, Gianna? We talked to Luigi a little bit about it before we got on here.
Where am I spending Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
So every year my family has a big Italian Thanksgiving, but in
They do.
recent years it's kind of just been my family. My mom has a big dinner and then we meet up at my aunt's house and then that's like the whole extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody. So I'm really looking
Wow.
forward to it. My sister's coming home, my brother's coming home, so it'll be nice just to catch up with everyone and just be together.
Oh, I wouldn't expect
Exciting.
anything less than a big Italian Thanksgiving for either one of you.
Yes.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
So we're
Well,
covering episode 7, which was a big episode for both of you guys. And
yes.
the first challenge, which was the opener of the show, the disc toss. I don't know about you guys, but when I saw that thing when we walked in there, I was a little intimidated, even though that basket looked big. And I'm like, okay, we should be able to get it, we should be able to throw it into the target there. I was a little intimidated walking in. What did you guys think?
I was intimidated probably by everything when we first walked in,
Truly.
so which is no surprise, right? But I think for me it was the problem is they give you too much time to overthink everything, right?
Yeah.
So we see the net, then they give you the frisbee, and then we're waiting around and waiting, and then you start overthinking. Well, how am I going to throw it?
Yes.
Underhand, overhand? Am I going to throw it like a disc, like a frisbee? So many things going in, through your mind, and I was nervous because I'm like, I don't play sports, like no surprise, to anyone, but like I'm like I don't play basketball. Throwing things into a hoop, I'm like, I might struggle with this. I don't know. It was very like, we're just gonna toss it and hope for the best.
Well, and
Steph
you
Curry.
tossed it.
I sure did, and it went in the first shot, and you could see kind of the surprise on my face when it went in. I was like, oh crap! I'm like, I did that. I was so proud of myself in that moment. It was great.
Okay, you guys, we always forget this, but at the beginning, we always want to say like the rules of the challenge. So I
Rules.
wasn't there.
Rules.
Yeah, I know the rules, but I mean, this is for the people, so when they're listening. Okay, so essentially it was kind of like a frisbee golf type of situation, right? You're just tossing it in and you can toss it in to this net however you want, right? There were no like rules. Were there any like penalties?
No, I think when
No.
we did it, there were none. I think the most nerve-wracking thing was that the spotlight, it was like everybody went one by one. So the spotlight and the pressure was on you in that very moment. And I remember as it was coming towards me, I was like sweating, getting nervous, and I'm like, oh, here we go, here we go. And then they were like, Luigi, your turn. And I'm like, oh God, like, here we go.
They said your name on the mic every time?
Oh yeah, when it was, yep.
Oh, okay, that would've given me a little bit of a heart attack.
Yeah.
Gee,
I
how
feel
did
like
you
the
feel?
only caveat with it was that as it got smaller and smaller, and I don't know if this ever ended up happening, but if say like there's 5 people left and all 5 people got it, they would all have to go again until someone like didn't get it. So if everyone got
Yes.
it,
Correct.
restart, like had to redo it. But I don't think it ever came down to that. I wasn't that nervous when I saw it. I was like, ooh, this is easy. It wasn't.
How
It
many
never
times did
is
you?
easy. And then it took me 2 tries. My first one, it was like close, but not that close. Like I think it kind of bounced off or something. And then the second one, I got it. I was like, oh, thank God, I'm good, I'm out of here. But it was nerve-wracking watching everyone. I was on the sidelines freaking out. I think it showed me being like, Carlene and Leo, get it together. Like, it was just
Yeah.
nerve-wracking, and it took so long, too. It really did.
It did. It took way longer than I had anticipated. So
Did
Really?
but y'all, let's be honest. Gianna, like, lived in the bottom. She lived with chaos. She lived with crazy. So, like, nothing's really going to intimidate her when she comes in. She's like, this is how I'm playing the game. And then she gets it on the second one. I think it's really cool because I'm a huge basketball fan. So when I watched the episode and Luigi got it and Ken says, Luigi, the Steph Curry of 99 to beat, I'm like, yeah.
well, okay, so clearly I don't watch sports. So I was like, Steph Curry. I'm like, I think he's a basketball player. And then I'm like, is he making fun of me? I'm like, is he a bad basketball player? I like didn't know if he was like trying to be funny. I had no idea what. I knew it was a reference to something in sports, but I didn't know like, if he was cracking a joke or like what it was. And then someone was like, he's a really good basketball player. I was like, ooh, I'm like, then I
Yeah.
like that. I'm like, that was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You drained the three, and that's what Steph Curry does.
See, there we
And
go.
Steph Curry is also, like they said about you later on the show, tiny but mighty, which is so true. And Steph Curry, same thing. He was overlooked in college and never got big offers because of his size. And then he absolutely annihilated everyone and became one of the greatest basketball players in the NBA. So
Amazing.
there you go,
I love
Luigi.
it. I
Yes.
absolutely love that. Thanks, Ken
Oh,
John.
yes. When he said that, I was like, oh my gosh, an honor.
Yes, I
Yeah.
was like, okay, thank
I,
you. I'll take it.
I have to tell you guys, I felt extreme pressure in that because I was a basketball player. My kids play basketball. And I feel like if I suck in any of these challenges, I'm never going to hear the end of it from my kids. So
Yeah, so you felt
that's
pressure, of
fine.
course, in a different way, which also,
Yes.
makes sense.
You killed it every time, Danny. Every time. So
I don't know about that. Just don't give me a piggy bank. Suck. Suck
Oof,
at that.
man.
it's right down there with you.
How many
So
times did you go? Danny, did you do it in one try?
I'd like to say, yes, of course I did. They made it look like that, but I got it on my second try. And actually, Tommy, you hear Tommy say, that's all right. We know what to do next time. And that was because I'd missed it and he had missed it. And the next time around, we got it. So,
Okay.
yep, yep. Yeah, but that's about it. I mean, it came down to Miko and Joanne.
Joanne.
And
Yeah.
I know you guys feel the same way about Joanne. She's hilarious. Love Joanne. I don't feel like they highlighted her enough because she is just such a big personality.
I agree.
And she's such a fighter that it really did frustrate me, Joanne, when I saw you on there saying, I give up, I give up, I quit, I give up. I'm like, that is not the Joanne I know, sister.
I mean, I knew she was saying that, but she was never gonna give up. Like, she was just saying it, I think, to just like out of frustration. That
Yeah,
woman was
of
never
course.
going to give up.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's so funny. Oh
Oh,
my
she
gosh.
cracks me up. I love her. She reminds me of like home. So for me, like I naturally gravitated towards her. So I love her. I love Joanne.
Yep. Yeah. So
And then in that last one, we did lose Miko, which was so sad. It would be sad to lose either one of them. They're both
Yeah,
great
they're both
people.
great. I mean, they both gave it their all. I mean, they tried multiple times to get it in. And again, it was just one of those things that was like, I just feel like it was random. Like even like the last 5 or 6 people that were there, like I could have been anybody.
Yeah.
well, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I know you felt it, but we look really tired now on the show. Everybody
Yes,
looks wore out.
You
yes.
guys look
I
like
said this
skin
to
and
people.
bones. Like, oh my God.
I said this to people. I said, you're gonna
Everybody's just like
see
so
us
tired.
get more like withered and like just like we were exhausted. Like I remember looking in the mirror and being like, oh my God, like this is how I'm going to film today. Like I felt like a mess because I wasn't sleeping right, wasn't eating right. I was always just like nervous and paranoid. That's such a crappy state to be in like 24 hours, right? Like
Yeah.
all the time. And you can see it visually on camera. And I think it gets worse as the season went on.
Yeah. Gianna,
Yeah.
you never looked bad. The only time she ever looked tired was her hair was tousled, maybe,
Yes,
you know?
yes. But it still looked great. Like even Tassel,
Like,
it
you
was
look
like,
amazing,
get
honey.
that.
yes, we're all exhausted. We're all struggling. We're all fighting for our lives. And it's just funny to see like how progressively exhausted and done we get throughout the series. But yeah.
Well, but like I was saying, y'all, and I don't know if you heard this, Gianna, that you were the only one, though, I felt like even though we were exhausted, your exhaustion was just your hair being tousled. Like, you
That's
still
it.
looked
You still look
fantastic.
great.
It was so frustrating. No, and, but Miko, I think just really you could see he was super tired because I think he was so frustrated because he knew he could have gotten that challenge
Absolutely.
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, that was
But
game 1, challenge
game
1.
1, yeah, moving on to challenge 2, which is the suitcase curling. Okay, so who wants to explain the rules of this game?
Gianna, you can go
Gianna
since you're
does.
The
so good at this
suitcase.
one.
You heard him twice, so you should know well, Gianna.
I had to do it twice. So the suitcase, everyone has a number. Like, we all had to reach into a box, random order, just grab the number, and that's the number that you have to go in.
Your heat.
No, not the heat. Like, we all got
No.
assigned heats randomly, but it was the order at
Yes.
which, like, who goes first, who goes second, who goes third, who
In
goes
the
fourth.
heat. That's right.
So, you all pick a number, that's the place that you have to go, and whoever gets it furthest away from the target is out. And has to go to the final heat. And then same for the final heat. Whoever gets it furthest away from the target is out. So I didn't want to be first, and I grabbed the ball and I'm first. So I messed it up so badly. Everyone saw what I did wrong, so they were able to not do that. So, of course, I was the furthest away from the target. It was, if you like pushed it, I think it was sideways, like skinny side, it had less control and the wheels just went crazy. So I did that. I didn't know what I was doing. Everyone was like, okay, I'm not going to do that. And then everyone pushed it like the thick side, and everyone got it close to the target, and mine was just so far away. And I feel like that's what happened to most people who were in the final heat. Was they were first, they did it sideways, and then it was all over after that.
Well, when you were pushing the suitcase, I was wondering, was there any weight in there? Like, was
No.
it heavy? Because I was
They were
I
very
was
light.
afraid it
Very
would.
light.
Very
Yeah, 'cause you
light.
see Leandra about tip hers over
I know.
when she
Yeah.
I
pushed
thought hers
it.
was gonna fall. I
Yeah.
thought mine was gonna fall too at a point, and I don't remember what the rule was. If it did fall over,
I think if it fell over, that
that
was
was
it. Like,
it.
it's just that was
No.
where yep.
I'd be scared about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Luigi, how did you do in your heat?
Yeah, so I was in heat 1, and I got number 2, so I went second. So when the first person went, I forgot who it was, but when she pushed it, it kind of just like veered off to the right, and I didn't think anything of it. So I literally pushed it in the same manner that she did, thinking like, maybe if I just give it a little bit more strength, it'll go further. It ended up taking same thing. It went on the same path. It took a curve to the right. And I don't think anybody behind me thought to even change the tactic. We all pretty much did it in the same way. And it was just a matter of like who's went off the path the farthest. So I did okay. I ended up getting by. So it was just kind of like, okay, that was it.
Yeah. I
Correct.
think it's funny though because
Yeah.
right before I saw Luigi, you guys go push his suitcase, he always does this. Like
Do I? I don't know.
his mouth. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, yeah, you always look so nervous."
Always. I
Really
was
funny.
nervous the entire time. I
He
was
shows
like,
everything.
I'm like, everyone's like, oh, you always look like you're scared. I go, yeah, because I was. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's awful.
I'm like,
It's
it's awful.
awful.
It's a terrible,
Well
terrible feeling. I'm like, and I don't know how people were there, like smiling and laughing. I'm like, I'm nervous as hell.
yeah. Yeah, no, there were some people just loving every minute of it, not me. Every time my mom goes,
No,
"I wish you would have smiled more." I'm like, "I know, I'm just so intense the entire
same.
time."
No.
Hey,
And
my mom's like, my
you
God. She
guys
goes, you think you could have smiled a little more? And I was like,
When
no.
Richie was in it, like, we do the challenges. He's like, "Isn't this so fun?" And I'm like, "No."
No.
You guys were dancing, just like
Yeah.
That was like after we got safe. After you were safe, you were like, okay, I can breathe for a minute. Now we
Yeah,
can
for a
laugh and
minute.
smile and play. Not beforehand.
Well, you guys, let's talk about my heat in that challenge.
Yes.
I had Pastor Peter, I had Ronald, I had Kevin, I had Chris, and myself. Those are the 4 I do not want to go up against, right? Because they were fantastic in everything. And we were heat 3, and I remember them saying before we went in, they're like, okay, well, this is a stacked heat. And they said, you know what? no matter what, whoever is last in this heat is gonna be fine. They're gonna figure it out. And it was Chris, and Chris ends up being the one going home. And I was like, yeah, you can never say that in 99 to beat because you just don't know,
You
Mhm.
right?
just don't know.
Yeah.
Like, even in my heat, I wasn't expecting, like, it was a Sierra was the bottom in ours. I wasn't expecting that. So you
Right.
just never know.
Yeah. Well, and Gianna, I was number one and I pushed my suitcase the narrow way. And I think I had the best push of all the heats. I was just barely off the target. So I think you just don't know what those wheels are going
Don't
to
know.
do.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
people felt like it was the other way, but I'm like, oh, when you watch back and you see my heat, I was one of the best and I pushed it this way. I think it's just luck of those wheels and how they spin and turn, just like so many things in this game are about luck.
Yeah.
I
Now,
agree.
could you practice on the side a little?
No,
Nope.
you were not allowed to practice. You
Okay.
just had to
Who am I
go.
kidding? Yeah.
Nope.
Like, don't move that suitcase unless
And I
it's your
think
turn. I could see that.
No.
the worst part
But G, what were you saying?
for me, because I had to go to that last heat, was you had no idea. So they separated us. We weren't allowed to talk to our friends. So anytime the heat would end, they'd grab the person who, had to go to the final round, and you're just sitting and waiting. And I was the second person. So I go, and it's just me and Ciara. And then we're just waiting, waiting, waiting. And then it's Miranda. We're waiting, waiting, waiting. Then it's David A. We're waiting, waiting, waiting. Then it's Chris. And we're just like, how are we, like, one of us is going home. We're just sitting here. The anticipation's killing us. And we're like, this is
Ugh.
horrible. It's going to be one of
Yeah, I
us.
can't imagine that feeling.
Yeah.
Nope.
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 Nope. I was like,
Nope.
one and done, please. Just one and
Yeah.
done.
Good, didn't it, Luigi?
Yes.
We're like,
I'm like, my
oh,
nerves cannot handle this. I was like,
pushing
absolutely not.
a stupid suitcase. And my boys looked at me before this challenge happened. They're like, Mom, you travel around the world. Like, you should know how to handle a suitcase. I'm like, I don't know what. I've never pushed one like this towards a
Hey, we're not
target.
pushing one into a target. Like, sure, I've pulled a suitcase before,
Yeah.
but come on.
And
Yeah.
it's also the nerves,
So-
like having to go one
The
by
nerves,
one.
yeah.
You're just sitting like, oh my God, this is like, I was so nervous. And then it's like, you have to wait
Yeah,
your
all
turn.
eyes on you when that spotlight hits, and it's
Yes.
nerve-wracking. Like, people don't realize.
And then G gets that final push, man. And she, again, all on her. And we're like, she's putting us through the ringer here.
Yeah.
Yes, you can see my facial expression in the back. I'm like,
Luigi,
ah!
your face was so
That was
funny.
me.
You were like, oh. But yeah, no. And
99 to beat managed to get every ugly facial expression that I ever made on the show always in the background. They never showed me throughout the entire season, but they love to show me in the background, making the most ridiculous faces. Always.
oh my gosh. Yeah, that was just a bad one. Like, I wasn't expecting to go to the end, went to the end, and I feel like they didn't really
Right.
show it. But I'm like, what is worse, going first or going last, where everyone's suitcase is already there? And if David didn't tell me to move over, I don't
I
like
know.
I don't know if the outcome would have been the same.
Right.
But what they didn't show, and I'm sure you guys remember, when I pushed it, it slowed down and it was like behind. And then it just very slowly kept inching forward. And everyone was like, and then it
Yeah.
stopped and it wasn't me. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I guess I'm good, guys. But you couldn't
Yep.
see from where we were standing. So we were kind of just like, who is it? We didn't really know. And then they came out and the
Right.
ref gave the thumbs down.
And we were all so nervous watching because it was
Yeah.
very close.
It was
Yep.
sad too.
Yep.
We were all like hugging each other, holding each other. We're like, this is horrible.
And Chris went home, and Chris is such a nice guy. And I feel like we say this every time. Most of the time, it really is. Like, there's so many wonderful people
Oh,
on the
Chris was
show.
awesome.
Yeah.
He was incredible. And I love that Ken would call him his son. My son.
Yes,
My son
yes.
did that after
So
every
many
challenge.
people,
Yeah.
message me. They're like, "Is that really his son?" I'm like, guys, I'm like, no.
I love that Ken said
Oh,
that,
gosh.
one day he's going to be famous and I'm going to need a job. So I'm going to be nice to him right now.
Oh, that was so
I'm like,
sweet.
It was
that
sweet.
was amazing. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I
So,
loved that.
we hated to
Ken,
lose
great
Chris.
guy.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Well, on to the next is the pencil jump.
Okay. Can I talk about this first? Can I tell you
Yes.
the rules to this?
Yes.
Because
go.
I think that some people maybe didn't have these clear, but you had to bounce the pencil and it had to flip and land in the cup.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
That's it. Now, the only thing I don't remember, you guys, is if it flipped and landed in the cup and then fell over. Did that count or did it not? I don't remember.
If it went into the
You
cup
mean,
and
like,
then
if
fell
the
out of the
fell
cup,
over?
No, if it went into the cup and then the cup fell over,
No, the cup was glued to the table.
it was okay. Because
Oh.
Yeah,
you
it was
know
like it wasn't moving.
okay, because I
BTE
did this
moment.
at home
Did
with
not
my
know that.
boys,
Yeah,
and the
no, the
cup
cup
kept
was
falling
like
over.
secured to the table.
Okay. Yes. Yep, so very simple, right?
It was very
And
simple, and if you remember, some of us practiced this prior.
woohoo!
If you remember.
Good going into this challenge.
Well, let me tell you. So, yeah, same. I was like, okay, I could do this. I'm like, not a problem. But let me tell you, because I'm a nervous Nelly, the second that buzzer went off, when I tell you my hands were shaking so much that I couldn't even pick the pencil out. Like, I literally was like this. I was like, that I had to put the pencil down. I said, Luigi, what are you doing? I was like, take your hands off. I'm like, and get that damn pencil in the cup. Like, what are you doing? Literally, I couldn't pick the pencil up. This was my hand. I couldn't even bounce it because my hand was going like this. I was like, "Am I for real right now?" I was like, "Get it together." Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Were you
How
out there
yeah.
for a while?
No, I don't
It took me a while because my hands were freaking shaking.
know, guys, but I was so surprised at how quick people were getting it because I was nervous for it. They're like pencil bounds, like I've never done that before. So I was like, ooh, like it's fine though, like I'll figure it out. And then it was like within the first 2 minutes, it was like ref. Everyone was finishing, and I was like, oh my god, I can't
Yeah.
even bounce this thing once.
And
And
that's what
all
got
these
me nervous. I'm like, "Oh my god." I was like, "This is gonna be one that ends really fast." I
Mhm.
was like, "I need
Yeah.
to move it."
It was so quick.
Yep.
Within like
It
3 minutes, I
it
would
was
say
about
half of the people were done already. It was crazy.
it was
It
Really?
was so
yeah,
quick.
it did go fast. It was about speed and luck on
Mhm.
it, and then I got mine in the first bounce, first shot, right? And, it was funny because here in, "Oh, Danny got it," and or the first one or whatever, and I was like, "Oh," I was so happy that they showed that I got it first. It's like I could have my moment to brag to my boys. That's all I care about in this show, right? Is just what I have to deal with at home. So I was
Yeah.
like, "Phew, okay." And it did start going so quickly. I mean, like people just left and right were getting it. Which I was like, "Oh, are there enough refs to come over and look at
Mhm.
I
everyone?"
know.
But then, I mean, no joke, the biggest moment in 99 to beat history. It
Let's
was
talk about
when
it.
they said that, it was the biggest upset ever, not just in our 99 to beat, but any of them, Gianna, the Giant Slayer.
That's
Yes.
Holy
right.
smokes. We were over there and we're like, oh my gosh. And I'm thinking, Gianna, really, I thought like this is it. There's no way you're gonna beat the world record holder.
I just
Okay.
can't believe he didn't get it in sooner. Like,
It was
I was
hard,
shocked.
okay, guys?
It is hard. I tried doing it at home.
Hard. And you know what? It was getting less and less and less, and I was starting to get really nervous because I
Yeah.
just couldn't, for whatever reason, like I just couldn't get it to bounce correctly. And I was just like, oh my god, like I must have bounced that thing like 40 times. Like I just kept going. And then I look around and it's like me, Marsha, and David. And then Marsha gets it, and I'm like, guys, like it's been real, but like I'm done. Like there is no way that I'm getting this. I'm like accepting it. I'm
Dangled
like,
at the bottom long enough.
what was that?
Yeah, but that's where you, like, thrive.
Shine.
Like, when you're in the bottom, you always somehow manage to
No,
get
Yes.
on by.
you
It, like,
guys,
Thriving
fuels
under
you.
pressure.
she's like the girl in the race, because I used to be an 800-meter runner, right? That I knew how to kick and would fear that person. It didn't matter if you're way ahead because they had that kick that just come blowing past you, destroy your spirit. That's Gianna. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
100%.
like I said on the show, I'm an under pressure girl. So when it gets down to the wire, something in me just switches and I'm like, okay, like this cannot be me right now. And I just lock in and do what I need to do. And I did it.
You
You
did it.
sure did. You took down one of
Yeah.
the biggest
Right,
competitors.
but I
All of us on the sidelines were just like, oh my gosh. And you asked me, you're like, I don't even know what happened. I'm like, you just took down the giant, is what you
Yes,
did.
yes.
was shocked.
I
We
mean,
were
the
like, "Thank
episode
you,
was
now we
named
don't have
after
to do
you,
it."
G. It was called the upset of the season.
They're like upset of the season. I was like, ooh, guys. But yeah, I
Yeah.
remember I got it in. The lights, it went red. And I didn't know that it was me at first. And then I look and I see my pencil in the cup and I'm like, no way. Like, there's no way. So then everyone rushes me and is hugging me. I'm like this, stuck for like 5 minutes.
Yes,
Everyone's
yes.
hugging me. I'm like, what even just happened right now? Like, I have no idea what's going on. What just happened? I could not believe it. I could not believe it. And that day, I'm pretty sure the production team, like, I was taken for an interview and they're like, "Oh, who's your biggest competition?" And I was like, "My biggest competition is David R. because he's so
Mhm.
smart, like, he's brilliant, he's
Mhm.
broken all these world records, like, he's my biggest competition." And then that same day, I took him out and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, like, is this real life? Like, did I really
Yeah, we were
do
like, "Thank
that?"
you, now we don't have to do it. We don't
Yeah.
have to do it now, thank you."
It was like a movie because then at the end, it got quiet when you hit that last pencil bounce, right? And flipped in and it paused for a second. It was like that at the end where the crowd erupts and everybody rushes you. I mean, it was just they edited that perfectly, I felt
Yes,
like.
it
Yes.
was perfect.
It was the hit of the
I
season.
felt like they perfectly like, how it was edited is really how it went down, like, the anticipation,
Yep.
the boop, and
Yes.
and it was perfectly that's what went down, that's what happened, and I'm happy that they were able to truly encapsulate that, but yeah, it was just wild, and, the shock on my face, the shock on everyone else's face, like, wow, we none of us expected that. I didn't expect it, David didn't expect it, no one expected it. It was just so insane, honestly.
Yeah. And
You
and I
gotta
thought
tell me if, like, before you started, you were like, "The pencil's already in the cup."
Like, I
Yeah,
would start off with my manifestation, "It's already in the cup," but I was nervous.
Listen,
I was like
it always worked, it always worked.
Yes, just like you told me, you already hit the
I was like,
balloon.
"Aggie, you
Yes,
You
already
already
got
hit
the
it.
right.
balloon, girl," and you did, so I'm like, "You know what?"
Every before every challenge, Gianna would come up to me because I'd be a nervous wreck, and she'd look at me and she'd be like, "Luigi, we're already in the safe zone. We're already there. We're already hugging. We're already celebrating." I'm like, "Yes, yes."
I'd be like, "Who cares, guys? Like, we're
love
already
it.
there. It's fine. Why are we stressing?" And then I'd be doing the challenge, just stressing my ass off.
But you
Oh my
pulled
gosh.
through and you slayed the giant, which, I
Right.
mean,
Yep.
wow.
Yep. Nice. Well done,
Yeah.
Gianna.
Thank you, guys, and thank you, like,
That
obviously, all the support, like, Danny, you running to me, and you were like, "You slayed Goliath." Like, I'm like, "Oh my god," but, like, the support of everyone, especially the support of you, Danny, the support of you, Luigi, it meant the world to me to see, like, who was coming to me, who was supporting me, who was there for me, even, as things got harder and harder, you really get to see, because when we're in it, it's hard to see those things. So in the edit, you actually get to watch it back as an audience member now. And it's just such a weird experience, but also such a cool experience watching it back.
yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those moments are sweet. And, um, Aggie, she was on the bottom of the suitcase, and then we went to the pencil. She's the bottom of the pencil. Then we go to the team challenge,
Yes, the
right? So she had
untangled.
a little bit of
Mhm.
a break there, but then we had to deal with Luigi.
Yep.
So,
Then we were
I
under
mean,
stress again.
Luigi, you guys, oh, Luigi, you're going to talk about this challenge, but I just want to say Luigi had just told me when it went to random captains, like he's like, "Oh my God, I don't ever want to be a captain." And when they said his name, I looked right over at him and he's like, "Oh,
I was like, "Damn, damn." Well, obviously, we've played a ton of team games, right, where they randomly drew captains, and I was never a team captain. I was like, "Oh god," I'm like, "I know it's probably coming." Um, and so I don't know what it was that day. I like really just didn't want it. I didn't want to have to make the decision because we were winding down to not that many people. I didn't want to have to make that big decision of who would be on my team. Um, and I think I still in that moment, even though we were at like the top 30, and I know this is gonna sound terrible and you'll probably yell at me, but like in my head, I was like, nobody's gonna want to be on my team. And I'm like, this is gonna be terrible. So that's why I like just didn't want to do it. I also had a bad morning. Like I had no hot water in my shower. I took an
oh,
ice
that's
cold
right."
shower that day. Yep. And I was already miserable to start the day. But then we got past the first thing that we did. And I was like, okay, I'm like, maybe this is not going to be such a bad day. And then we got to the rope challenge.
Darn team challenges anyway, right, Aggie?
Don't get me started.
But listen, up until the ropes, I always did really well on team challenges. Like pretty much all the teams I was on, we finished first. So I
Yep.
was like, great, I'm a team captain now. I'm like, and if this ship sinks, I'm like, I'm gonna look like it was me. But in that game, there was nobody to blame. Like everybody on my team worked really hard. There was nobody that like stumbled or like struggled with anything. I know I picked a good team, people that I've worked with before, people that I knew I communicated well with. It just wasn't fast enough. And it just wasn't in our favor that day. I do think, and correct me if I'm wrong, because both of you played. I don't think all the configuration of the ropes were the same at every station. They were not identical. I don't know what the difficulty level
I
were
think
for
a lot
each
of people
of.
said that, Luigi. You weren't the
Yeah.
only one who thought
Yeah.
that. A lot of people
Yeah, and
did.
again, I bowed out gracefully, like, we lost, it was what it was, but looking around, I'm like, they were not all tangled in the same way."
Mhm. Mhm.
And what's to say, maybe if I was at a different station, maybe I would have fared better, I don't know.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I stand behind my team, I picked them all for a reason, um, and they were all good sports, we all gave it our all. I The only thing I didn't love was the edit made it seem like we really sucked. Like we were stumbling and like we had no rhythm and the truth is we didn't stop once. We never tripped on a rope. We never got caught up in a rope. Like we went the entire time. Not one person slowed down. It just wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, because
You
like,
know?
you did have a great team, like, it's not even like,
Well, the thing,
like,
Yeah.
you had such great players between
but
Joanne,
everybody that
Jake,
was left,
you,
everybody, yeah.
Hadia, like.
Everybody that was left at
Was
that
good.
point,
Yeah.
anybody would have been on my team, and I genuinely think we would have lost at that station. I think it was that station. So anybody that I would have picked, we would have gone out. And it was tough. I didn't want to be the team captains. I didn't want to have to choose. And I'll be honest, it was my choices were for first pick were either Jake C, Danny, or David A. Those were like my three. And then I said to myself, David and Danny are in my like close knit alliance, group. I said I would feel like shit if we went
Yeah.
home, like all of
Spread
us.
out.
So I was
Yeah.
like, we got to spread it out, and that's why I didn't pick either of you. You would have been my first choice. So I went with Jake, who I also loved, and
Who was a great pick. Like, that would have been, like, one of my number 1 picks, Jake, if I was team captain.
Yeah.
he's
Phenomenal.
always super super chill. I've worked
Mhm.
with him before. Where I'm like super nervous, he's like the opposite, very zen,
Yep.
very calm.
Very
So I knew it would
positive.
work
Yeah, and
perfectly.
like,
And then I
Yep.
chose.
Go
oh,
ahead,
sorry.
Gianna.
I was gonna say, like,
Yeah.
Jake was such a good first round pick because he was rarely in the bottom, like, for t-shirts, but other than that,
Very
he
rare.
was finishing first, like, he was so good. So that was a great first round pick for you, but
And
also
even
with the team captains, I felt like it was always a little tricky because the order was the order. So were you the last person or
I
the
wasn't
second to
last,
last?
but I was like second or third to
You were
last. So I was
second to
towards the end of the pick.
last, I think.
Mhm. I think he was second to last, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you know how that works with the picks. But I mean, again, everybody that was there was super
Yeah.
capable. So it wasn't my day. It wasn't my day.
Right. But also, Luigi, you can have really great people. We all have our different strengths, right? And I'm always worried when I go into a puzzle kind of like that, which those ropes are really kind of like a puzzle.
Mhm.
And, and trying to figure out where time turns and where, I'm not good at seeing that stuff. So you never know. Like it's just sometimes it's hard to see. Some people see it quicker. Some people just like untying a necklace when it's knotted up or something. Like it would take me probably a full day and it takes my husband 30 seconds to
Right.
figure it out. Like
Yeah.
there's just so you just don't know, right?
Yeah.
When you're picking these
But
great
even
contestants, you just
right.
don't know
Yeah.
who's going to see it faster. And we had a person who could really see it well on ours, and so she was calling it. Cara Maria was calling it out, and we were just following and going through, and she was just really good at seeing it.
I
Yeah.
feel
I mean,
like that was
we
like an
did the same.
endurance. I'm
It
sorry.
was
No, yeah,
endurance.
no, you were gonna say
It
endurance. No,
Yeah.
was.
absolutely.
It was. And also, I personally, I really enjoyed that challenge because I just love untangling. So I was like, "Ooh, this is so fun." Like, I loved it. But if you weren't really not focusing on your rope, like if it wasn't like taut, it could get twisted up again. So you always had to kind of pull it taut to make sure that it wasn't getting intertwined, it wasn't getting
Yes,
retwisted because everyone's like moving at once. You have to like really keep
your anchor.
yeah.
Your anchor had to be the one that was on the long rope. That was me. I
Mhm.
stood way back and kept it tight, and everybody
Yep.
else went
And
around.
that was
Okay.
exactly. And so we had an anchor as well. It was Joanne. She stood back because obviously out of the four of us on the team, Hadia, Jake, and myself were able to kind of go up and down much quicker. So she's like, I'll just stay back. And it was fine. And again, we didn't in our minds, we didn't do anything wrong. So
Yeah,
when the red light
we
went
were
off, we
quick.
were like, well, damn. We're like,
Yeah.
like, okay, I guess it's us. We're like, shit. That's why you see us. We're not even that upset because we didn't do anything wrong. So it was
Yeah.
like,
It was really a race, Luigi, you're right. It was
yep,
it
It
was
was a
a
race.
race, and that
and
thing
that's it.
it went pretty quick. Yeah.
It
Was
did.
that in
Yeah, that
Survivor?
one actually did
Because
go very fast. So
it
it was disappointing. I wanted to play more, but I guess it was my times.
What were you saying, Aggie?
I thought that that game just looked so familiar. Like, was it in Survivor or something similar?
Yes. Yep,
Okay.
yep, it's been on there a few times.
Which
Mhm.
is also why I
Very
was going to
similar.
choose you. But then I didn't want us to be on the same team.
Yeah.
I wanted to spread out. So I was
Well,
like, I
I
can't
would
do
put
this
Jake
again.
over myself too, like that, like you said, that is probably one of the best picks.
Well, something that
I'm
was
surprised he wasn't taken first.
smart that I feel like there was so much strategy that went into these games, and it's unfortunate because I don't feel like a lot of the strategy has been able to be shown on TV. But Jen was team
Mhm.
captain, and she specifically chose Leandra and Preston because of their taekwondo background. They're like, they do taekwondo, like they're nimble, they can, like, you know, move around and
Smart.
do what they need to do. So I just thought that was so
Mhm.
smart of her to think that way and be like, okay, I want those two because of their background, and it worked out
Yeah.
perfectly. Like the four of us.
And it's funny you say that because Leandra was going to be my second
Mhm.
pick. And I was kind of teeter-tottering between her and Hadia. And I'm like, Hadia's never been in the bottom.
Mhm.
I get along with her really well. I've worked with her on
Mhm.
another team challenge. And like her
She did
style,
well on challenges.
I love her. Like it just works. So I was like, she would be a great like voice to have
Mhm.
for the ropes because she's very like direct. And like when I'm in a team challenge, like either yell at me or just tell me what to do and I will do it. I don't like when you're in like a group, I can't have somebody that's like passive. That's like, oh, I'm not gonna say no. Like, tell me, like, do it. And she's very much like that. And so it was a toss up between between the two of them. And I knew Leandra had the taekwondo background, so
Mhm.
smart choice
Yeah.
for Jen.
Yes, and little people you would think would be better too, not as giants.
Exactly, which is also why it was either between like Joanne and Marsha, and I went Joanne because I'm like she's a little bit shorter. Like maybe it'll be easier to go
Yeah.
up and over. I don't know, but it
Yep.
is what it is. We went
Yep.
out gracefully.
You
That's all I
did.
can
Oh,
say.
Yeah, and finishing in were you 25,
You did
right?
I was
so
25. Yeah.
amazing.
That's amazing.
I tried.
yep.
I was proud of myself. I never thought I would have made it up to that point with all the different things that we did. I was like, wow. I'm like, I was proud of myself. So it was good.
Well, I just wanna say this though. Luigi, you did so well. I was just there were so many personalities on there. There were so
Yes.
many stories, so it's hard to really highlight everyone. And on that episode, they did highlight you. They did say things. It was fun, fun to hear because we're like, yes, that's so Luigi, and it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun to watch an episode. I just wish you would have had more of them like that because you are such a big personality, and you
Me?
make things
No.
so much fun in the safe zone and in when we were in the holding room. In between challenges and on the off days, we're just a bright light, and that's so much
Yeah.
fun and
Thank you.
so needed, and I just wish we would have seen a little bit more of that.
Yeah, you
I
are our
know. I
comedic
mean,
relief
oh,
Yes.
thank
every
you.
day.
Yeah. I mean, everybody at home was like, oh my God, they never show you. They're like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, for a long time, I was like, well, damn, I must be really boring TV. I'm like, because they just never highlighted me. But I'm like, I know I'm not boring. I was like,
Yeah.
Luigi, you
Yeah.
had
but
me
Yep.
cracking up all the time. Like, you were so funny. You were
you know what
what?
I think what it was is that game time, I was very in the
Serious.
zone and very serious. And like that's not really fun to watch, right? Like I look like a lunatic. Like I literally look like a crazy person. So I get it. I'm like, I know they didn't show me for a particular reason because I wasn't showing that side of my personality during the games because I was nervous.
Mhm.
And even when I would get through, I'm not the type of person to like jump up and scream and like just like be like over the top. That's not me. I was just like, oh my God. I'm like, thank God I got it. And I would just like shimmy off, to the side. And then with you guys in the safe zone, I would,
Cracking
Be
jokes.
silly.
crack a joke
Okay.
and be silly. Exactly. But game time, I'm very much in the zone, and that's obviously not fun to watch. Also, which I said this to somebody else in another podcast that I did, and I don't know why. During games, I thought, and you're gonna think I'm crazy, I didn't think we were allowed to like really talk.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of things that, like, I wanted to say out loud, I
Yeah.
didn't, like, in the
Yeah.
moment because I thought we had to, like, be quiet. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody would really, like, say much, so I held everything in. But there were so many times I wanted to, like, say things out
Mhm.
loud, like, 'cause, like, naturally, you're like, "What the hell, this piggy bank?" Or, like but I was like, "Oh, we're not allowed to, like" I don't know. That's what I always thought, and I don't know what you guys
That's valid, Luigi, because there were certain games that we weren't allowed to speak to each other at all. Like, we were only allowed to speak after you were in the safe zone,
Yeah.
but it was like you
The
would
safe
get in
But
zone.
I think,
trouble, like
like
t-shirt
but
challenge.
I think out of, like, respect for, like, people, like, things that we were doing that, like, required, like, the hand-eye coordination and, like, being steady, like, I just thought out of, like, respect, like, you're not gonna be, like, jumping up and going crazy, like, when you got it.
Right.
Like, when we
Yeah.
did the House of Cards, I got it, and then I was like, "Thank you, Lord," and I just, like
Yeah.
other people were, like, screaming, but, like, I don't know, I didn't think we were really supposed to do that, so I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm same with you, but also I just in the zone, man. I
Yeah.
just am like, "Oh gosh."
Same. Always in the zone, and I was very serious, and I told you, my mom's like, "Could you crack a smile once in a while?" I'm like, "Trust me, I smile all the
Like,
time."
"Mom,
You'll
this
get
was
another
not
chance,
a
and when you're
fun
on that show,
time."
you're gonna be Yes.
I know, but
But
but thank you
yes.
guys for the support. Without any of you, I would have literally fell flat on my face. You were always there to support me, so thank you guys.
Yes, we loved you. It was sad to see you go.
It was so sad.
But you did well, and you made it to episode 7, so out of
Yes.
10.
I
Yeah,
made it I made it
Fantastic.
way farther than I had anticipated, so I'm proud of
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
And then you can cut that clip and put it on a loop. Steph Curry of 99 to beat.
That's
I
right.
mean, come on.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Hello.
So
Tiny but mighty,
oh, boy.
baby. You did it.
Tiny but
Yes.
mighty, that's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Well,
Alright, Aggie.
moving on to the pop-up tent. Yeah,
Well, let's
that
just
one
get
seemed
right to Gianna
crazy.
and her dramatic, exit on this one too. I mean
So,
That tent was giving you trouble.
a lot of the times they would say the challenges, and I'd just be like, come on. Like, I've never done this before. So they're like, oh, pop up 10. I'm like, I've never done this. And it was funny because I'd interviewed before and they're like, oh, how are you feeling about this? And I was like, I'm feeling good. I camp all the time, which I do. I'm like, I go camping all the time with my family. It should be fine. Like, I'm feeling fine about it. And then, we start inside the tent, and I just had no idea. I'd never used one of those before. So, we were strategizing beforehand, me, Jen, and Leo. And Leo's like, oh, I do this all the time. This is what you need to do. And I'm just like, okay, like, I could do that. That's fine. It's easy. Like, it's not going to be me. Like, someone's going to be last. It won't be me. It's fine. We get into it, and I just cannot, like, I guess for me, I don't know, Danny, if you felt the same. I felt like it took more energy than I thought, and same with like the bubble wrap. Like these things, I didn't really anticipate it needing a lot of endurance or strength, but like when you had to fold it up and make sure it was nice and tight, like it just took so much. And if it was bent like the wrong way or if it wasn't like perfectly how it needed to be, it was really difficult for it to fold the way that it needed to fold. So I know some people were like breaking it or just getting it in there any which way they could. And yeah, I was just really struggling with keeping it.
But it looked like you, like, got it in the bag almost
Yeah.
instantly, like,
Yeah.
in the first, like, couple of, like, seconds, and then I don't know what happened after that, but
I just don't think that that's
You
what
need to
happened.
zip.
I didn't feel like I
okay.
got it into the bag. Like, I don't
Because
think
it
I
looked
got
like
into
you
the
had it in
bag
the
until
bag,
the
and then all of a
very
sudden you
end.
didn't.
It was just not working for
I
me.
feel like that's what happened to
it up.
Alex too, because he was so close and then it just
Yeah.
kind of just popped out.
I had to restart. And one of the things for me is, for any advice for anyone, is like, do not be scared to restart. Because there were so many times, even in a
Yep.
crunch, it was
Reset.
me and someone else. It's like, you can always restart. So I restarted maybe like 2 or 3 times where I like folded it, tried to get it, and then I had to totally refold it again because it just wasn't working out for me. And Alex too, so I'm like freaking out. I get to a point, Tommy and Dakota were my rocks during that challenge. Like they were really helping me to like do this, do that. And they were just really, really rooting for me, helping me in any way that they could from the sidelines. Um Yeah, so I finally got the folding right, and then it was so hard to zip that freaking circular thing up. I'm struggling, everything's popping out, the zipper just wouldn't go, it kept getting stuck on the tent. And I'm like, I'm gonna break this zipper, I'm gonna have to totally restart, and I'm freaking out, and then I'm just like, how much time do I have? Like, what's going on here? And they're like, you have time, like, Alex is still out, like, you have time. So I'm like, okay, I can kind of like take a breath, relax, because I was sweating after that too. My heart rate was up, like I was just sweating. It was taking so much energy. And finally, I got the
Did
tiny.
anybody's zipper break?
My zipper didn't break, but it kept getting stuck on like the little bits of the tent that just
Fabric.
wouldn't shove in. It just wouldn't go. And I'm like, I can't break this because I will be done if I break this right now.
Did they say, like, if you break it, you're done?
You're done.
Yeah, I was
You're
wondering
done.
about.
Yeah.
Oh, they said
Really?
if it breaks, you're
Yeah.
done?
Oh, no.
Yeah. I do remember on that, but I do feel like the Gianna that they when I 'cause when I was in the safe zone, I I remember kept telling you, "You have time," because
Mhm.
I felt like Alex really was struggling, wasn't getting it, and we knew you were getting it then. So I feel like they might have made it look a little closer than, it actually was.
Yeah,
But you were still down there in the bottom again. I was like, "Okay,
I
Gianna."
know.
Can't catch a break.
Mm.
You
Came
know,
out on top.
I was just consecutively going in the bottom, and I remember starting that, and I'm just like, "Oh, I just don't wanna be in the bottom again, like, it's fine, I won't be in the bottom again." Sure enough, I look around, it's me and one other person, I'm like, "Alright, Gianna, you gotta lock in because you are not going home right now," but you're right, Danny, it wasn't as close as they made it seem. Like, I knew I was okay, I
Yeah.
knew I was going to get it, but again, I think for the both of us, it was a lot of trial and error because we both did have to restart so many times. It wasn't just a simple, fold and done. I restarted it, had to whip it out again, same with Alex, so it was just and Carlene, she was bottom 3, bottom 4. I know that she had to break the poles. Like,
Yes.
she just did whatever she needed to do in order to get it.
Wow, I
But then
had
after
no
the
idea.
fact, it was funny because I was like, "All right, guys, like, I camp, but I don't camp in a tent. I have an RV, I have a bathroom, I have a bed." But
Well, it's funny because people assume Survivor, like, we
mhm.
can't, like, we don't have tents, okay? So, not used to it. But as baseball moms in the Midwest, we have tents every weekend because of our weather is terrible. And I walked into that challenge, Gianna, and I was like, "Oh, I'm cooked. I'm
You
cooked.
thought
I,
so?
I Oh, no, I can't put our tent down. I still can't to this day. I still cannot get it down. The baseball moms laugh at me because and now mine's big. It's a big, like, square
Mhm.
tent. I just wrap it up and hold it down till I get to my car, and then I push it in, and it all unfolds in the car, and then I have my husband figure it out when I get home. I've never been able to do it, so I knew they were laughing at me thinking, "Oh, she's done." But fortunately, I just happened to get that little bitty tent, was easy compared to the big one I tried to put at home.
Danny,
Got it
were
fairly quickly,
you
but
in the middle or were you towards the, like, beginning? Like, where did you finish for that
I was
one?
I was towards the
Towards
top.
the
I
bottom.
I think I might have been, like, 5th maybe, something like that. I wasn't stressed, I got it, but I was like, "Dang, I'm surprised because I suck at these tent things." But a little beyond the edit moment,
I was waiting
when we
for it.
yes, Julian and Aggie brought a tent into my hotel room, and they went out and bought it. They were trying to hide it as they went up there so nobody'd see it that we
Yep.
had
It
one to
was
practice
hard
with.
to hide that. Like, we were like, "Okay, so how are we gonna get this from the Uber to upstairs without running into, what, 99 people?"
Yes.
We
Yeah.
just, like,
We were
ran up
but
the
when we
stairs.
in that I don't know if did anybody record because when we were doing that in the room, I could not stop laughing
It
because
was so funny.
each
I
took a
have the
turn
recording of
trying
it.
to fold it up.
And then it
Nobody
was
got
just
it. Nobody ever got it
You
either.
couldn't get it. But was the one we were practicing with way bigger?
it
No,
looked
it was
bigger.
just shaped
It
differently.
was
But
shaped
no, it
differently.
wasn't bigger.
It
Mm-mm.
wasn't? Oh, wow.
Nope.
So wait,
So it was
Nope.
shaped
was
differently.
the tent also in the UK version?
Yes.
Okay, see, guys, I didn't watch a single episode. So when I got sent it,
Same.
Gee!
If it
Maybe
wasn't
we
for
would've been in
them,
the bottom every
I
time.
know. But you know what? I'm kind of happy I didn't watch it because I feel like if I had seen certain strategies, then maybe I would have tried that and it maybe wouldn't have worked out for me. And I would have just done it because I saw someone else do it. But yeah, so I really had no idea going into it every time. And then people would be like, oh, well, I saw this on the UK version. I'm like, okay, what
but
did they
same with me. I
do?
didn't
Because I don't know.
I didn't watch either though. I didn't watch either. And if it wasn't for Danny and everybody like in our group, they were like, they did this on the UK version, and we have to practice." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What's happening?
Yeah,
Like, why are we
we were
popping
just walking down the
champagne in the
aisle,
parking lot?"
literally saw that huge tent, and Julie and I looked at each other and we're like, "We need to get that." Yep. No, we're getting it.
But nobody could get it. I have the footage of it, so we're gonna have to show that. And the other thing is, I just have
Hilarious.
to say that the family, they all, they're Mormon and they have a lot of kids and they have a lot of those tents those kids play in. So those gals got it like that. I was like,
Yeah.
of course you did. You guys are
Let me
doing this
tell you,
every day.
I wouldn't have fared well. I'm like, I don't go camping. I'm like, besides what we practice in the room, that's the only thing I would have had touching a tent. So I'm like, I would have struggled for sure.
I think I would have broken those poles.
That's
Yeah.
true. I probably just would have
Get
bent
in
them with
there.
like my knee. Yeah, I would have broken them. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
Yep.
think you and Julian would have fared for this challenge?
I think Julian would have done well because he loves the camp. Like, he's a
Yeah, I think
camper.
you guys would have
and
done this one okay. Yeah, I think you
Me,
would have
I
done.
glamp.
Me too.
So it,
I'm like,
it
Yeah,
would
same.
have
but
been
you're good with stuff
hard.
like that, Aggie.
Huh?
You're good with stuff like that, like figuring out things,
I
like
think
having that kind
eventually
of
I would have
mind.
figured
I
it
think you
out,
would have been fine.
but if I didn't figure it out, I would have broken it.
Yeah.
Like, and just stuffed it in there.
And just stuffed it. Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
you're giving Julian too much credit because I have the video footage of him trying to put the one together in the
Yes.
room.
You know what?
We couldn't
We didn't
figure
do
it
all that.
out.
Yeah. Yep. Nobody could figure
could.
it out.
No.
No, it was bad.
Yep. So
But we lost Alex during that
I
one.
know.
We did.
Again.
My fellow Jersey boy.
Yeah.
Always, like, I would always feel so bad. Like, David R., Chris, Colin, Alex, I'm like, sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
So
I'm happy
sorry.
that I got it. Like, I'm so sorry that I had to do that to you. And, like, that day, Alex and I were
that's so
talking,
funny.
and he was like, like, I'm homesick. I'm like, oh, like, and then I got him out, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I know we were just talking about it. Like, I'm sorry.
See you in New York.
So,
That's funny.
how long do you think that challenge took? Because there was no timer.
It wasn't that long.
How long?
I didn't think it was very long. It was under an hour.
Over an hour, you think?
No, under an hour.
Under an hour? Yeah, like what? Like 30,
Yeah.
35, maybe?
Yes, probably. But you know what? I wish that they would put at the end, like, how long the challenge took and then who, like, the top 5 were, who were, or just maybe where everybody placed. It would just be kind of fun,
Yeah.
I think, for the
I
audience
agree.
to see that.
I agree.
Yeah, because
It seems
Yeah.
like they're doing a lot more with, like, incorporating who's in the bottom and, like, doing some graphics now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish
Oh.
they would have shown, like, again, like you said, top 5, or even just like how everybody plays, like in a quick little chart. I don't know, something, because there was one challenge where they played me and they made it seem like I was in the bottom 2. I was never bottom 2
the ropes.
until I got
the
out.
ropes.
So the ropes with me and Miranda, the duo, they made it seem like me
Yes.
and her were at the bottom with
Yeah.
Seth, and we were not. We were nowhere close to that.
Wait, Luigi, they messed that all up.
Yeah, I was
because
actually really upset about that. I'm like, why are they making us look bad? I'm like, we weren't in the bottom 2.
I actually mentioned that in our episode where we covered that because
Okay.
it's like you were not in the bottom 2.
No.
And they made it look like Sierra and Mario were the first ones done. And that
Right.
was David A. and Tommy.
And Tommy,
then Cara
right.
Maria and Dakota. And then
Yes.
myself and David R.
Yeah.
And like they just need to highlight that. I'm like, you've highlighted all the top finishers until that time. But they
Yep.
wanted to make that love story a thing. So
I know, but it was just a
that's what I do.
very weird edit. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
why would they choose us to be in the bottom? Like, it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, you guys did fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we finished like middle. There was probably at least 5 or 6 teams left when
Oh, yeah.
Seth and James were there. So I was like, wait, why are they saying that we're
Yeah.
last? It was just weird.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what we signed up for, right?
I know, that's
That's
cheesy. I get it. I get
showbiz,
it.
baby. But no, it is funny.
That's
Yep.
showbiz.
The edits, because obviously all of us were there, so we saw so much more. But it's also
Yeah.
interesting too, because when you're in the zone, you kind of don't really know, who's at the bottom. Like, for example, cups. Like, I had no idea Leo was bottom 5 for that. No idea until they played it back, and I was like, oh my god. And he was like, yeah, I didn't even realize myself how low I was until I'm watching it. Like, oh god.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
Yeah, when
seeing-
you watch it back and you're like, oh, like a lot of the times, even when you're in the safe zone, because you're just still buzzing from like
Yeah.
the adrenaline is like wearing off, and like, I don't even know who was, bottom 4 or 5. Sometimes it just you draw a blank. So seeing it on TV, you're like, oh wait, I didn't realize you like placed that low, or that you were almost like it's crazy.
Yeah, and a lot of times
So
it was so much quicker than was actually portrayed. Like, you would see people who had just finished a team challenge, like, still celebrating when, like, another team had been eliminated. It was, like, within seconds at some points, and it's like, wait, these people are just finished celebrating, and then it was, like, within a matter of seconds, someone else was eliminated. So sometimes it was way closer than anyone thought, and then sometimes it was not as close as it
Yeah.
seems.
Yep.
Gosh,
Yep.
this episode was so eventful. It had me on the edge of my seat. Like, this was one of my favorites.
It was a good one.
Like, I loved it. I loved it. And you guys
you're
were
welcome.
amazing. Yeah, I was about to say thank you, Steph
You're welcome.
Curry. Thank you,
Gianna's like,
G.
you're,
Queen
you're
of the
all welcome.
bottom.
Flair and Steph Curry.
Guys,
Yep.
I think
But
it
You
was
guys
that episode Ken Jeong said if there was an MVP of every episode of
Yes.
99 to Beat, it'd be Gianna. And I was like, oh.
Yes.
I was like, thank you for
100%.
recognizing my hard
MVP
work.
Gianna and Steph Curry, Luigi.
Yes.
Yes.
Listen,
You
we're
guys-
both tiny but mighty, so
That's
That's
right.
what I'm talking about.
Don't
Tiny
sleep
but
on
mighty
us.
New Yorkers.
Yep.
I'm surprised I
Fingers
didn't get my New York
Italians.
accent coming out. Anytime I talk to the both of you, all of a sudden it just starts coming out.
Never underestimate these tiny
Bring it back,
Italians,
baby.
That's
right. Don't
That's
underestimate us.
Yes.
So also, I thought
Yeah.
I would have short goals for myself. So I'd be like, okay, if I
Same.
could just make it halfway, that's okay. And then I make it halfway. I'm like, okay, if I could just make it to the 40s, that's okay. And then it was like 30, and then it was 20, and I
30,
was
yep.
like, am I really in the 20s right now? Like, how is this even possible? So I was just having
Yeah.
these short-term goals, and I was just, going with it, just doing what I needed to do. And I'm like, how is it 25? How is it 24 right now? Like, this is crazy. And it just kept going by in a blink of an eye. Like, it went from 50 to 25. And I'm like, how did this happen? And how am I
As we
still
started
here?
to dwindle down, I felt like it went quicker and quicker.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
seeing that room
Yep.
not as full every time we would go into it was like
Yes.
such a weird
Mhm.
feeling
Yep.
and vibe. It was just like, oh, this is getting
Yep.
real. Like we're getting closer.
It's very quiet in there. I
Very
was like,
quiet.
oh,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. We're getting there. So,
Well, G,
well, thank you guys
Luigi,
so much.
Yes. Well, yep. Thank you. We both thank you
Yeah.
for coming
Of course.
on.
Thank
you
you
guys for having us.
guys.
We love you.
I've been looking forward to this. I mean, I miss all
Same.
of your beautiful faces, and I miss your
Miss you.
energy. Like, it's like a warm hug seeing you guys and like
Yes.
talking to you guys again,
Yes.
you know?
Yep. It
Yeah.
feels like home.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are my
It
people.
does.
Seriously,
It
it does.
absolutely does. Absolutely.
Yes.
It really
Yeah.
does.
Love you and miss you.
Yes. Well, you guys have to tell everyone where we can find you on social media. Luigi, where can people find you?
So I only really do Instagram. You can find me at Mr_Louis V.
I love
So you can
that.
post all my fun little memes and fun times in my life. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
I love your Instagram.
G, what
Luigi.
about you?
I also am predominantly on Instagram, so it's at Gianna Castro, 2 A's, 2 O's at the end. But yeah, and that's just where I post me and my life, and yeah.
Love it. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. We have been looking forward to doing this this podcast with you guys because you guys are just like Danny
Yes.
said, feels like home.
I know.
Yep.
Thank
I love you guys.
Thank you guys.
And I felt so bonded to each and every one of you the minute I met each of you. So like this is just such a great group. It's homey. It's like it's just so great to see you guys again and hear you guys.
I will say this last thing on my end, and it is, we played with some of the most amazing people. I really and truly enjoyed getting to know everyone. But then there's just the people that you connected with a little bit more, or you got to know better. And you two were definitely that for us. So it does
Yeah.
feel like family seeing you again. And of course, we'll be seeing you in person here eventually. I'll make it out
Absolutely.
to New York. But yeah, love you guys. And so happy I got to play a game with you.
We love you
Yes, me
guys.
too.
So nice.
Likewise, love you guys.
Love you. Well, thanks so much, everyone, for joining us on Beyond the Edit. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.